Yeah. So in North Karnataka or in the southern states, there is not much awareness about exams like JEE mains and advance, even NEET. So in North India, right from ninth and 10th standard, they start their preparations. So they're that in that way they're way ahead of us. Uh, Here in North Karnataka, the parents or even the students, they are not really aware of this thing. Like here, there is a thinking that just 1 month preparation of CET or 1 year preparation of JE is enough. But that is not a case. It should be done for at least over a period of 2 years. Um, and In fact, you should start that early, that after your 10th there is 3 months vacation, and you need to start your preparation right then. uh, Take help from your seniors, from the sirs, in how are you going to strategize your 2 years. That is very important. So yeah, so how J is different from the 10th. From the 10th, so in 10th, more about memorizing things. Was a thing you needed. There was application, but not in that much amount that will be required here in J mains and advance. So you need to start right from now. From today, what is taught today need to be done right that moment, because if you keep a subject pending, it will pile up, maybe exponentially, till you reach the end. So in 10th, we could have completed our portion, uh, even in last 2 months or 3 months, 2 or 3 months. But JEE mains and advanced, that is difficult, very difficult. So yeah, and also till 10th, we take active participation in co-curricular activities too. Like I was into debating, singing, and all other co-curricular activities. But now for these 2 years, these things will take a slight backseat. These are very important to rejuvenate yourself, to energize yourself, of like once in a week or something like that. But these things will take a slight setback. Um but yeah, it is worth it to spend these 2 years preparing for JEE mains and advance, to get into the top colleges, IITs, NITs, triple IITs. So yeah, now now if we talk about the fear of exams.
Bhakti,
uh, yeah.
can you please quickly tell about your schooling and your transition from schooling to PUC? So, which school were you from and how you got that transition from school to PUC?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm a student of MV Herwadkar. I completed my 10th till there, and then I joined GSS Privilege for the first year, and then I had to shift from Privilege to regular in GSS. Uh, and I was in Avanti, and then uh, Avanti with the sirs, right from 10th for the NTSC exam. And then uh, I continued with the same in the 11th and 12th. 11th and 12th, I had my JEE preparation continuously for 2 years. Yeah. So I'll talk about privilege and later, privilege and regular later. Yeah. So now, yeah, and yeah, this is important that for these exams, intelligence is required, but not the required thing in these exams. If intelligence and hard work go hand in hand, uh, that is the best thing. So yeah, hard work is also very important for these 2 years. uh, a lot of sacrifices also go in this process. Like I told you, the co-curricular activities take a little setback, but it is worth it. Yeah. So now shall I go for the exams in particular?
Just I want to add this thing. So those who are in 10th, basically the main motto for you is you are not supposed to waste your 3 years after 10th board examination. Okay?
3 months.
So sorry, 3 months after 10th board examination, you just have to sit with your parents and decide which direction your career shall be going. Okay, so you are not supposed to decide what your career shall be after class 12th or in between your PUC. Okay, have the decision now. uh, just go and score well in your board examinations, and what to do in those 3 months after 10th, and how to do the transition from school to college. Now Bhakti shall be telling all those things, and also about the examinations. Okay, okay, fine.
Yeah. So yeah, I talked about the differences, what I had to change in myself after 10th when I went to 12th, 11th and 12th. So now I'll directly go in the exams particularly. So yeah, let me start with JEE mains for now. For JEE mains, okay. So first, how I prepared. There was one question that popped up, that at what time you need to wake up in order to crack the JEE exam, that I saw just now. Uh, so personally, when I had my colleges and my exam preparations all together for these 2 years, I had to get up at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the morning, because I used to get very little time for self study. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't have got this time for self study that much. Uh, but depends if you're a morning person, or you're a night person. Depends on you entirely. So yeah. For JEE mains, you need to have a constant momentum right from the beginning. There will be tests. Then you might have highs and lows. In this, my parents and sirs played a very important role. uh, when I had my lows, they encouraged me uh, to keep going, to never give up. Yeah, this is a very important factor. Once you have given up on the exams. That's the end of the road. So don't give up till the very last moment. uh, yeah, and also I would like to speak that for these 2 years, you have to keep addictive games and apps. To name few, PUBG, that has gotten so much popularity, and other things like Facebook, uh, WhatsApp to an extent, to share your notes, to talk to sirs. It was helpful, but for these 2 years, just keep these things a little. Uh, just delete them for just 2 years, and then you can do whatever you want with these. So yeah, I talked. Yeah, and then fear of the exams. Still, till the last May, there was some amount of fear about this exams in me too. I could not remove it completely. Um, yeah, try to be confident. Sirs will boost your confidence always. Yeah, and uh, my parents also played an important role in this. In these 2 years, everyone feels like Jaan ke dushman, like study, but uh, it is worth it. We need to do that. Yeah, and enjoy this process. Do not get bogged down and give up under the pressure. And try a healthy competition among the peers, which is very important. Take all the pressures and challenges positively. Uh, that will help you in a long run. Um, so uh, yeah, parents. If I talk about, if if we are preparing for JEE mains,
So it seems that Bhakti is not audible. Bhakti, can you hear me? Okay, so just to summarize, till Bhakti is rejoining, I guess Bhakti left. Bhakti, am I audible? Okay, I guess Bhakti left the thing. Okay, so just to add on something, there is a general problem with the parents. I'm not complaining the parents completely for this, but what happens is ki we are more concerned about the goals. So suppose that I'll say that you have to play for India. Suppose you want to become like Virat Kohli, you have to play for India. Okay. So the thing happens that most of the parents and most of the teachers around you, they'll tell that ki you have to become like Virat Kohli, so you have to just concentrate on your goal. Okay. And that is the problem in studying. Okay. When you want to become like Virat Kohli, you are actually enjoying playing cricket. Okay. I'm just giving you an example. You are enjoying playing cricket. That particular thing is not happening in academics. Okay. So if you want to become a good engineer, or if you want to become a good doctor, the thing is that the parents as well as the students shall understand this thing, that the enjoying process, okay, the process of discovering something new, inventing your own methods in class 11th and 12th, because the syllabus is not that vast. The thing is that you have to just enjoy the process of being an engineer, or the process of qualifying the examination. Okay. So in your mind, the target must not be that, okay, I have to score 100 out of 100 in POC second year. If you just think about scoring, then you are not going to learn, you are not going to enjoy the process of learning. Okay. So am I clear with this thing, that it's important to enjoy the process? It's important to enjoy class 11th and 12th. One more thing, since Bhakti is not joining, we are just reconnecting with Bhakti. Okay, 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 I'll listen to your I'll convey your messages to her. One more thing is there. So right at this point of time, I know Shinde sir is taking your classes. Most of you have been, even Bhakti was a student of Shinde sir only. So the thing is ki online teaching is not that efficient. Okay, online teaching mein, okay, you are sitting in front of your phones, your mobile phones, your parents are seeing you ki, okay, my child is studying. But still I feel that in online teaching, few of the concepts, or online teaching is not that effective, as I talk about JEE mains or NEET examination. Okay. So we have been working in Belgaum since last 3 years, and the thing I noticed that Belgaum kids are very much into technical things. Okay, so Belgaum kids are very much into app, and as Bhakti mentioned, PUBG and WhatsApp and so and so. Okay, so if you are so much into this technical thing, I'll request all of you to just watch YouTube videos about these examination. Try to explore. If you are in class 10th, try to explore key what is going to be my career option. Try to watch more YouTube videos. If you want to do masters in history, I'm not the right person to guide you in that. Okay, so just choose the right person who can give you guidance. If your parents are one of them, if you want to be like your parents, no problems. Just talk to your parents right now at this stage. Okay. So use this technology. Okay, the classes are happening, and eventually when this thing gets over, eventually you will get into this offline teaching, and that is the most efficient way. Right now, being at home, try to explore your options. Keep what you shall be doing after 10. Okay. Okay, I guess Bhakti has rejoined. Okay, Bhakti, am I audible?
yeah,
Okay, you can
I'm so
continue.
sorry for the inconvenience.
Okay, fine.
Um, I have some issues with the internet connection. I'm so sorry for that. Yeah, I was talking about the parents, for those who are preparing for JEE mains in particular. for J mains, they need to have a certain shift in the mindset that scoring 99 point anything in board exams. So these things will should be not pressurized on the students, that you need to do both J mains and boards together. So yeah, and if I talk about very particularly about how I prepared for J mains, uh, yeah, so my reference books in particular, according to me, my notes that I made in the class were the most important resource I had till the preparation of my advanced exams. uh, for chemistry, NCRT is important. If you want, yeah, any other books, but I chose NCRT for basics. For maths, Singate series, or any other book. For physics, uh, H.C. Verma, and many other books. Um, yeah, so now I'll talk about. So, shall I talk about the revisions tests now itself, or should we keep it for
It's up to you. It's
later?
up to
Like, should
you.
I talk about
If
it?
you want to tell them about your note making and all, you can just guide them. That will be beneficial for both the
Yeah,
students of 10th, 11th, 10th as well as 11th, and your preparation strategy for the students who are
yeah,
right now in class 12th. Okay, so how note making is important.
yeah. So notes are very important. Like even as I told earlier, even smallest thing that is told to you in class can be a key concept in the questions in J mains and even advanced. So identifying your strong subjects, your strong points in this course of 2 years is very important, and accordingly your time management will be decided. You should decide it how you're going to manage your time while preparation and also in the exam. In the exam, it plays a very important role. For these, the tests that are planned for you will be very helpful. Test analysis. Test analysis is another important thing after the tests. बस टेस्ट दे दिया और हो गया, this will not work here. You need to talk to your sirs, discuss your weak points, how to improve on them. um, so again, before rejoining, I told ki in these kinds of exam, the person who has done the whole syllabus may not perform as much as someone who has revised how much he has done. So revision plays a very important role here. Your notes will be helpful in this. uh, Handbooks will be helpful for last moment revisions, which are available online. Previous year questions, in fact, are very important. Since NTA is making the papers, there are high chances of questions being repeated. In fact, the questions that appeared in J Mains 2020 January appeared in J Mains 2020 September. So you can see how important it is to do previous year questions. Then After this, I would go to CT. Those who are doing JE, for them in these exams, again, the only two important things will be speed and memory. And purely into CET, who are doing purely CET, for them also these both things are very important. Um, as I told, for speed, you need to complete, at least you need to give time for each and every question. For that, repeated practice of questions over this period of 2 years, right from the beginning, is very important. um, Solving more questions will obviously give you a plus point. Then memory, yeah, for CET we need a good amount of memory. Like you need to remember stuff here. uh, there will be 2 to 3 questions that are easily repeated in these exams. So if you already have a practice, you have already seen the questions, It will hardly take you 10 seconds to answer the question, and it will give you the same amount of marks as you will get if you give 1 or 2 minutes for these questions. So yeah, that is important. And obviously NCRT for chemistry, I'm stressing on NCRT for chemistry, which is very important. Direct questions are asked in CT from the NCRT. For those doing, yeah, purely CT, they have 2 years. Yeah, and don't take CET lightly. Like, J mains is the toughest exam. It requires preparation. CET तो बस हो जाएगा, last में हो जाएगा. But that does not work here. We need to constantly prepare for CET also for 2 years. Um, yeah, so same amount of effort goes in both. Now, how I managed boards and J is a question that I commonly get. Um, so for it depends from person to person. For me, J mains was not as much preference as CT. So I did not give much preference to boards. That goes hand in hand. So my situation was that my main focus was JE. Um, so I would suggest that who are doing JE, they have to focus on unit tests and semesters that take place in your college. There almost your half portion is done, and by the time there is like 1 month, 1.5 month, you can just do brushing up, or focus more on the boards, and put J a little bit on the back seat. This is how I did. But those who were doing purely CT, they had to give more time for boards. They have to do that. They have to give more time for boards, because board marks can create a huge difference in the rank in CET. For the board exams, I preferred books like Jeevit publication. Especially the question banks will be very helpful for boards. Uh, yeah, so Jeevit publication is one of them, and previous year questions. If you are aiming to score 100 on 100 in PCM, then go for the NCRT, read the one liners, other things. And yeah, take your practical seriously. Very scoring, very easy, very scoring. Never miss out on your practicals, never miss those. Yeah, do not neglect boards too much. Identify how much of it is important for you according to what aim you have set. Yeah, and yeah, one thing was I wanted to talk about was JE has made 2 attempts, one in January and one in the April, and this can be a boon as well as a bane. Yeah, so this is a can be negative if you go that way, and positive if go another way. So um, so for the first, it is very important to give your 100% for the first attempt, because there are there is such a tough competition for these exams, that there are high chances that someone in North India is preparing day and night in this span of 3 or 4 months, and they can overtake you. So this is just like a race competition. You need to give your 100% in January attempt, and there are chances that you might not perform up to that level in your second attempt. So yeah, take that thing very seriously. Yeah, and then self assessment is very important. The identification that what is important for you, uh, what you want to achieve at as early as possible is very important. If at any moment you feel that JEE Mains is going a bit on the tougher side, then go all out for CET, because there are good colleges you'll get through CET if you get good ranks. And yeah, then
Okay.
Should I talk? Yeah.
Okay, in
And
between, if you want to ask any question from this,
yeah.
you can please message on text. I shall convey your doubt to Bhakti.
Yeah. There are some questions here on the group chat.
Okay, okay, fine.
How do we prepare a good schedule and even follow it? Schedule will depend on the time when you're preparing it. Like when I was in the college, I had a different schedule because I used to get like 4 hours to 5 hours for self study. But later you will get 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours a day. So prepare schedule according to your strong points. What you are weak at, give more time for those, and take help from the sirs. Yeah, they will help you in this schedule making. Yeah, maximum hours to study. Maximum hours to study. Divide. Make sessions. Make 3 hours one session or 2.5 hours for one session. Divide it in a day. Like if you get up at 6 o'clock, make like 6 to 9. Then yeah, divide it in 2.5 hours or 3 hours. Didi, how did you prepare for class 10th boards? 10th boards. For 10th boards, I thoroughly had studied the textbooks which we had. Yeah, Shinde sir's notes, very helpful. Yeah, and previous year questions.
So, question is from
What
Sudnyan.
was your revision plan?
So Sudnyan is asking, how did you
Yes.
keep a track of topics which were already completed? So this revision thing he is asking about. How did you keep a track of topics which were already completed? Sudnyan is in class 11th, PUC first year.
Uh, yeah, did he mean? I did not get the question quite clearly.
I guess
Like,
he's asking about
whichever
revision thing.
topic is weak. So revision thing, will you have to decide what you want to revise based on the tests. You will get to know your performance in the test, which detailed analysis will be available on the Synergy app. So we will have like which topics are strong. You have to identify there, accordingly make a revision plan, like which subjects you need to solve more questions on. Yeah, you will get to know from the tests very well. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, parents, is there any other question you want to ask? Can please text if possible.
Is CET and board exam have the same level of questions? In board exams, there is theory, and in CET, there is application of that theory. So, yeah, that is a sole difference. And obviously, so if you, on what I told, CET is a bit on the tougher side than the boards.
Okay. So Anisha from PUC first year is asking, what was your revision plan for JE? What was your revision plan for JE?
The same thing as I told. I the same thing. I analyzed from my tests which topics are weak, and I stressed on that. Even the subjects, whichever subject you are weak, I gave more time in the revision for that. You have to revise the entire thing before the exam. And there was a question. Yeah,
Nishchit from class 11th is asking, how to revise things just a day before the exam. Just a day before
just
the
a
exam.
day before the exam. Just get the handbooks. Handbooks have a list of formulas in it, a whole the 11th and the 12th portion all together. So they will help you for that. But if you have like 1 week, go for your notes that you have made in the class.
Okay. So someone is asking about one privilege or regular in GSS was preferable according to
Hmm.
our time management. Which one among privilege or regular in GSS is preferable according to
Hmm.
time management? Om is asking.
Yeah. So, yeah, I have like privilege and regular. The whole and soul difference will be the time that you get for self study. In the privilege, timings of the class is a problem because sometimes you don't get notified about your classes well in advance, and you don't get time to make the timetable of the day. That becomes difficult, and but teachers are good in privilege. In regular, maybe teachers are not as good as the in regulars. Teachers are not as good as a privilege, but they are good enough. um, Take into consideration beforehand that 2 to 3 lessons won't be taught, won't be completed, but those are manageable, you can do it. But regular में time मिलेगा, privilege में थोड़ा कम. That is a whole and so मतलब whole difference between these two. uh, in terms of CET privilege, they give CET preparation they do for like last 1 month, so it anyways won't make much of a difference. Overall, if we see, it is more preferable to go for regular if you're aiming for JEE. For boards, privilege is good. Only for the boards, it's good. But yeah, overall, if we see, my personal preference is regular because I wanted more time for self study. Yeah.
Shailja is asking, how did she take notes so that it could be helpful for revision? Take notes means how you
No,
used to make notes.
make notes. First of all, sirs will obviously dictate the notes in the class, but also when they are not asking you to note, there are few small points they might tell, which I and my friends had an habit to take down those also, and it helped me. Yeah, so note making. So simultaneously, when the sir is teaching, if you find something is important, just note it down. Yeah.
Okay, the one more thing, students are asking ki whether if they can qualify both JE and NEET together, can it happen that they can take both maths and biology, and can this be balanced? Okay.
Difficult. Uh, it is difficult. I think beforehand you must be clear about what you want to do, where you want to go. Um, for competitive exams, beforehand planning becomes very important. Yeah. So choose before.
Okay. Arjun is asking how to manage time during the examination.
Time during the examination. Okay, so give a large portion of your time for your strongest subject, which will be very clear till the last. Till the end you'll be very clear with this thing. uh, yeah, and accordingly then go for the second most preferred subject of yours, whichever is strong, then the third, and at the last, always keep a buffer time of 15 minutes so that you can revisit the questions you feel you can answer. This was how I managed the time in the exam.
Okay, fine. Okay, so Samadnya is asking ki whether reduced portion of boards will infer to anything in JE part. So suppose because of this COVID thing, much of the portion of this boards thing has been deleted. Okay, so shall they be studying those chapters? Shall they be covering those chapters which has already been deleted from board examination, or they shall skip that chapter?
Um like in the JE preparation,
Huh.
uh, in the JE preparation, like for board exam, I have no idea about this, that they have cancelled any topics now.
Huh.
Might be. For JEE mains, I don't think so. This year they will do like even if they have done, it is important for you to study. Maybe, yeah, I have no much idea about this actually.
Okay, so Rishikesh is asking Bhakti. Rishikesh is asking how importance. What is the importance of calculations in these competitive exams? What is the importance of
Yeah,
calculations?
calculations. In the beginning, I was not that good in calculation. Uh, so start right from the beginning. Start doing mental calculations. Everything, all sorts of things. Start doing it mentally. When you attend the classes, you will find that sirs are very quick in their calculations. Yeah, because they do it mentally and you also start doing it. So over at the end, I could do many of the calculations in my mind. I did not need to do it on the paper, even on the paper. So this level will be reached in 2 years if you try hard for that.
Okay.
Calculations
Ketki.
will help to reduce the time.
Okay. Ketki from class 12th is asking, on the day of JE, did you revise anything or do you think it's a better idea not to read anything on that day or the day before that JE examination?
Yeah. Uh, okay. So on the day of JE, I would suggest not to do anything. If you want to do, just if you want to go through the formulas, you should do it beforehand. But just like you want to go through it, just turn the pages. Yeah, but I would suggest don't do anything on the day of the exam, and one day before the exam, just go through handbooks or formula sheets, whatever you have done. Yeah, that is enough. Yeah, last moment doesn't really make any change.
Okay, so Om is asking Bhakti, are there any repeated questions in JE advanced from last 2 or 3 years or back so? Are there any
No.
repeated questions in JE advanced?
Do not expect repeated questions in JEE Advance. That will not happen. Chances of happening are very, very, very less. In mains, previous year questions become very important. They get repeated in JEE mains, but in advance, very less probability. I
Okay,
mean,
so
it is equivalent to nothing gets repeated.
so we shall take two more questions. Parents, if you have anything to ask about the examination or something, I can explain. Uh, so students, if you are having any relevant questions, please ask. We can still entertain. I guess we are running out of time, but still we can entertain one or two questions. So, is there any relevant question? How to get control over distraction? So Chinmay is asking how to get
Mm.
control over distraction.
Distraction mainly maybe because of mobiles or laptops. It will be hard for few people because they're already too much addicted to it. But choose what is important for you. uh, 2 years sacrifice is going to be worth it, so just delete these apps which are distracting you. Yeah, parents, you can even hand over the phones to the parents if that is necessary, or else it's okay, like just delete those apps and yeah, concentrate on studies.
Okay. So the last question Chinmay is asking, no, Arun is asking, what is the motivating factor which made you to appear in these examinations or to perform or to excel in these examinations? So what was the one motivating factor which was always with you?
Motivating factor, first of all, I wanted to be in a good peer group, like for peer group, we say this because it is very important to get into good colleges. Yeah, and life, like in total, it's very important to do well in these, and doing engineering from local colleges um, is something we need to think about, that we need to go to good educational institutions. So yeah, this was a motivating factor, that I want to be in the cream, in the students in that peer group. Yeah.
Okay, okay, fine. So, if parents have any question, not regarding studies, but regarding the examinations, we are here to answer. Otherwise, we shall conclude that the session is complete. If you want to still ask something, you can message Bhakti personally, or else regarding the examinations and all, we shall just conclude by telling you about examinations. Okay, fine. So, I shall just tell you about ourselves a bit. I guess it will be boring, but still. Okay. So, okay, fine. Okay. So, hi everyone. Myself Shashwat Sikarwar. I am basically from Varanasi, UP. So I studied and did my BTech engineering from National Institute of Technology, Delhi. So for doing engineering from NITs, you have to qualify examination, so-called JEE means. Okay. One thing, I have been teaching in Belgaum since last 3 years, and we are a pool of teachers. As I told you, Abhinav sir's JEE advanced rank was 610. I'll tell you, he's among the top 0.1% percentilers in India. Okay. Rahul sir teaches maths. Many of you might be knowing. He's right now teaching for 8, 9, and 10. He can evenly teach in 11th and 12th. He's from NIT Rourkela. So when you qualify these JEE mains examinations, each state is having an NIT. So right now in Karnataka, if I talk about what is the best engineering college in Karnataka, you'll find NIT Suratkal among the top three or top four colleges in Karnataka. There is an IIT, Indian Institute of Technology in Dharwad. There is an ISC in Bangalore. But for doing bachelor's degree, I guess NIT Suratkal is the best college in Karnataka. Okay. So NITs, each state is having one NIT, which stands for National Institute of Technology. You can get into these NITs through JEE mains examination. Okay. Okay, one more thing. Students usually start preparing for these colleges in North India in class 9th and 10th itself. Okay. Now, what is the trend in Karnataka and South India? As Bhakti told you, mostly what students do, they start preparing for these examinations in the middle of their class 12. Okay. So if the competition is so much that 15 lakh students or 12 lakh students are about to appear for the examination, and only 7 to 10,000 seats are there, so the problem is not about who is the genius or who is extraordinary. Okay. The problem for if a student doesn't qualify this examination is how late the student is starting. Okay. So suppose if you are starting in class 12th, you are already late by 1.5 years. Okay. So how can you expect yourself to compete with these students of North India? Okay. So this is one of the thing. But teaching in Belgaum since last 3 years, I never felt that students of Belgaum or students of South India, particularly Karnataka or Kerala and uh, Tamil Nadu, are anyways lesser in any of the things as compared to students who are studying in Kota. Okay. Students in South India are even better. It just requires a proper guidance and knowledge about these certain examinations. Okay. So I am again repeating it. You need, if you are in class 10th, you need proper guidance. Okay, if you want to go for these and these examinations, then what is your ultimate goal? So you want to be a good engineer. So this is the process of becoming an engineer, and process of becoming an engineer doesn't start from going into the college. It starts right after class 10th. Okay. So no, none of you, I expect none of you to waste your time after class 10th, or just start mugging into things. Okay, I just want to go into this field or this field. Start deciding your field in the first stage. Okay. Okay, so a brief introduction about us. Dhananjay sir is from NIT Warangal. Again, NIT is National Institute of Technology. Warangal lies in Telangana state. And Sajin sir is from IIT Roorkee. So IITs, as I told you, are the best engineering colleges in India. So Sajin sir has done. If you are very much interested in biology and still want to go into engineering, biotechnology field is there. So there is a branch which goes by the name biotechnology. Okay, it is a mixture of technology as well as biology. Okay, so you can opt for these colleges, or these branches in so and so colleges. Okay, the very next thing is key. uh, as you know, Bhakti just mentioned this, for class 11th and 12th, this I'm telling, key, when is the best time to appear for these examinations and when is the best time to score well. Okay, so all of you are, I guess, watching IPL matches. Shane Watson comes in the final of an IPL and scores some 100, and Chennai Super Kings wins that particular IPL. Okay, this thing is happening for last two IPLs. Okay, so the same thing, not exactly the same thing, I'm just giving an example. The same thing is happening in JEE mains also. Okay, so JEE mains gives you two opportunities to appear. Okay, two opportunities to appear in the same year. One when you are in class 12th or PUC second year in the January, and the other attempt will be there in April. Okay, now what happens in most of the big cities like Hyderabad, Bangalore, Kota, New Delhi, the students are not very much concerned about JEE means, which is going to happen in January. Okay, so students particularly target the JEE means examination of April. ठीक है. Now JEE mains take the percentile, the best percentile, among class 11th, sorry, among first wala JEE mains and second wala JEE mains. ठीक है. So it's better to score a good percentile in the JEE mains of January, and the same thing happened in last 2 years. We are seeing this very same trend. So even if a student is scoring well in second wala JEE mains, which is going to happen in April, his or her rank is not that good. Okay. So everyone who's right now in class 11th and 12th, the best time to appear for JEE mains for all the South Indian kids is January wala JEE mains. January wala JEE mains means when you are in class 12th, even before the board examination, you have an opportunity to shape your career. Okay. So when you are in class 12th, the first wala JEE mains is going to be your most important examination. Okay. I'll just tell about ourselves briefly. So all of us, all the teachers of Synergy, we are right now running with the name Synergy. And okay, so we were working for Avanti Learning Centers, and in between the lockdown, all of us had option to go to our respective places. Okay, but we had been teaching here in Belgaum, and we think that, so all of us are very much passionate for teaching. Okay, all of us were from technical institutions, and if we would have tried, we would have got jobs in any of the reputed multinationals on or any of the PSUs. Okay, so teaching was our passion, so we decided to switch into this field. Okay, the next thing is key. Okay, we have decided to work in Belgaum for last 2 or 3 years. So we have taken this decision that we shall be working in Belgaum. One more thing is there. I am very lucky to right now teach the students who are coming from Shinde sir's classes. The reason is, one, since last 3 years I have observed that it is changing in recent years. So when a student is in class 8th, ninth, and 10th, your concepts, I have seen this problem with most of the students, your concepts are not in maths particularly, calculation part as well as the conceptual part. Few of the students are lagging with the conceptual part which is required for these examinations. Okay, so particularly for maths I am telling. Okay, so the best part about you being taught in, or you being taught and mentored in class 9th and 10th is, it's easier for me to prepare students in class 11th and 12th when you are coming out from when you are being taught in 9th and 10th from Shinde sir. Okay, so right now the set of students whom I am teaching, I'm thankful that they are knowing very much, they're very much into the basics of maths and science. Okay, so this particular thing is there. Next thing is key, how good is online teaching. So personally I had been teaching online since last 5 or 6 months as this COVID thing started. Okay, and I myself have felt that if I was giving 100% in offline classes, means I was teaching the students from face to face, I am able to give 90% of that thing. Okay. So even I myself am not being able to I'm not being able to give my 100% to the students. I guess there is a problem with electricity. Okay. Okay. So if a student thinks that ki, okay, I can prepare well, or I can do well by studying online, this is a myth, my friend. Okay. If you are not extraordinary, if you are just like us, I feel like offline tutoring is the thing going to make students successful, going to get you into good colleges in the span of next 3 years if you are in class 10th, and the span of respective 2 or 1 years if you are in 11th and 12th. Okay. So very much if you are studying things online right now, even if you are in class 11th or 12th or 10th, you have to give more efforts, because it's difficult to teach everything in the span of 2 hours. So we are taking classes for 2 hours. It's difficult to teach or to give everything which were previously doing in offline classes. Okay. So for that thing, we are starting our classes near this third gate. We are running by the name Synergy, and we are dedicated that in the coming years we are going to get maybe the best results in North Karnataka at least. Okay, we can compete with the students of Bangalore, Kota, or anywhere in India for these sort of competitive examinations. So you are open to, if you are interested in engineering and medical, we are always open for guidance. We have mentioned our numbers over there. So at the bottom you can see the numbers. You can anytime give us a call. If we are not receiving, we shall message you. Okay, whenever we are getting that time, we shall take your calls. Okay. So regarding guidance about the examination, if you want to ask anything, we shall be available. Okay, fine. If you are interested in history or psychology and so examinations, I guess we are not the right person. But I still request those who are in class 10th to go and take guidance from the concerned person who has done mastering in that particular field. Okay. Okay. So if you want to ask anything, we are open for your doubts. Otherwise, I shall conclude the session. Synergy actually means consonance. Okay. It is resonance. So too many things combined together to give an output. Okay. So all set of teachers are combining together to give an output. Okay. So we named our company with the same synergy. It's consonants of little minds. Uh, So yeah, same thing goes for NEET also. Same thing goes for NEET. The best colleges in India. I shall just give you an example. Okay. So if you are preparing for NEET, there is a college in, suppose there is a college XYZ in Belgaum. Okay, that is a private college, and for NEET examination, medical aspirants give this examination. There is the best college in India which goes by the name All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Okay, the acronym AIMS mainly describe this college. So first of all, the level of teaching or the things which have been taught or mentored in these colleges, and the reputation of these colleges. Okay. So suppose if I tell you that I have bought so and so shirt from so and so XYZ shop, and the next moment I shall tell you that this shirt is from Adidas. So so you will say that, okay, if the shirt is from Adidas or Puma or so and so brand, maybe the shirt is a better. It will be having better quality as compared to a shirt or any dress bought from local college. The same, sorry, local shop. The same thing goes for these colleges also. Okay. So if a product means if a student is coming out from these colleges, IIT, NIT, AIMS, so there is a general mindset that that particular student was hardworking in his or her time, and more job opportunities will be available. So if you are from AIMS and you will go and do medication for a certain person, so that person will have more faith in you because you have studied from the best institutes of India. Okay. Okay, you can do MBBS from any local college. Okay, but the level of trust will be more for these booths. I guess Bhakti has left. I guess Bhakti has left. Okay, we have already extended the time, so I'm very sorry for this. Okay, so in case of any guidance for particular students of 10th, I guess you are already the students of Shinde sir. So he's well in advance giving you guidance regarding board examination class 10th. But if in case you want to know how to shape your career, what opportunities shall you be having, so you can contact us with these numbers, with the below mentioned numbers. Okay. Okay, anything else? Okay, so no messages. Okay, so I'm concluding the session. Okay, so bye bye to everyone. Okay, fine. Ha, Pratham, J is necessary for engineering. J is necessary for engineering. Try preparations. You can start your preparations after board examination, Karan. You have to decide what you want to do right now. You have to decide what you want to do now. You can start your preparations just after the board examination. Mansi, regarding fee structure and all, we shall just call us. Okay, it's fine. You shall first decide, then we shall discuss about the fee and all. Okay, right now we are here to give you guidance. So we are not here to talk about the business and all. Okay, okay, fine. Parents, if you have any doubt, I'm here to explain. Parents, you can okay. Parents, you can unmute yourself if you want to ask anything.
Yeah, Shashwat sir.
Ha, sir.
Yeah, Tanaya wants to prepare only for CET.
Okay.
So you can just guide on that, na?
Okay, Bhakti, you are there, kya? Bhakti, Bhakti, if you are there,
Yes, sir.
ha, Bhakti. So Tanaya wants to prepare for just for CET. Can you please give her notable guidance? So student,
Just for
ha,
CET, yeah.
hmm.
As I told, uh, solving questions in time constraints become very important here. Yeah, perfect. Like if for CET you have 70 minutes exam, so try solving all the questions in 60 minutes. So yeah, give yourself such targets and try to solve as many questions as possible in small amounts of time. Read the NCRT because examination questions are asked from the NCRT, and questions are repeated from the previous year. So if you do a question, although you already know answer to the question, you are saving here almost 45 seconds, which will be crucial for you to solve the different questions. Yeah, and concentrate on the boards in particular for CET. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Bhakti, Avdhut is asking, ki when you see a question, how you approach that particular question. So suppose if I give you a question, so how the particular thing clicks in your mind that this particular question will be solved like this. How to approach a given particular question. What was your thinking? How you used to approach the questions?
Uh, Many a times I used to just quickly read the question and just leave some important points over there. But over the time, I improved that. We should read the question carefully first of all, and um, solve the question in 15 to 30 seconds. Just make up a plan in the your brain will start
Should not.
it'll come yeah, it'll happen over the.
Okay, someone is asking about KVPY, Kishore Vaigyanik Protsahan Yojana. Okay, Aditya. So KVPY is one of the most prestigious examination which you give in class 11th or your PUC first year. Uh, Excelling in this examination, you can get admission directly to Indian Institute of Sciences, Bangalore. So if you have heard about ISC Bangalore, you can get direct admissions by qualifying KVPY examination. Karan is asking what is the difference between J exam and CT exam? Which one is the best? Okay, so this is the last question. After this, we will conclude. Okay, Karan. Karan's doubt is Bhakti. What is the difference between JEE exams and CET, and which one is the best?
Best as such, depends on you. We can't, like, if you want to go in the best institutes in India, then JEE mains is important. Like the best institutes in Karnataka, you are aiming to go into, then CET becomes very important here. uh, which is best as such depends on your goal.
Okay, okay, fine. So I guess we answered you to our best. Okay, fine. So I'm concluding the session. If you have any doubts and anything you want in guidance, we are always there to help you. Those who are in class 10th, for 11th and 12th, it's fine. I guess most of the students are with us right now. So we will be always available. Okay, fine. So I'm concluding the session. Shinde sir, please, okay, end the session. Okay, fine. ठीक है, okay, thanks Bhakti. Thanks for everyone to come. Thanks for everyone coming here and attending the session. We hope, I hope that I shall receive at least a few calls regarding career guidance and all. If you are interested in this field, okay, okay. So we shall leave. Sir, Shinde sir, you can just end the session.